Hello my friend, welcome to my weekly market view video. Market is on a roller coaster journey for the last few days. I'm gonna explain the reason behind this dump and pump situation shortly. Then I'm gonna talk about my own game plan about the market's move. But before we start, I have to mention a disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor. This video is not a financial advice. All the contents in this video should be considered as informative news about the market. As you know, Fed is trying to soothe the inflation by increasing the interest rates for nearly a year, and despite Powell's speech about they have no plan to stop increasing the interest rates until they reach their inflation rate target of 2 or 2.5%. But the market didn't want to believe these kind of declarations cause the chairmen of the Federal Reserve made similar speech in the past, but they had no other chance to end the monetary tightening politics, especially on 2018, because the economy of the United States was and nowadays also is running to a huge crash. So let's continue with the question, what is wrong with these banks? Why are they collapsing one by one? The reason behind these bankrupts is most of those banks keep American Treasury bonds with really big amounts, and the more the Federal Reserve increases the interest rates, the bigger these banks loses increases. At the beginning, Federal Reserve just ignored the hard situation of these banks and declared that they are gonna keep increasing the interest rates and won't create funds to save all those banks if any of them bankrupt. But actually, Federal Reserve realized that they underestimated the situation because after Silvergate's failure, actually it was relatively a small bank with $10 billion market value. A much bigger one, Silicon Valley Bank with almost $200 billion market value bankrupted. And finally, after one more failure news of Signature Bank, Federal Reserve definitely backpedaled and decided to create a fund to protect these banks' customers, most of which were startup firms that couldn't even pay their workers' salaries nowadays because of those banks' failures. Actually, this is not the half of it. Also, in order to soothe the panic among the customers, Federal Reserve declared that they're gonna protect the investors and the customers of those kind of banks if any other bank bankrupts. So what does this mean? It means if the Federal Reserve keeps increasing the interest rates, the $1 billion of loss of those banks might double in a short time period. Also, that may cause other failures of banks in a row, and that's because they promised to be the guarantor of all those banks that are under the risk. This might cause more $1 billion of burden on the United States economy. So when the market realized that it seems not possible for Federal Reserve to keep its monetary tightening politics, gold and Bitcoin price made a good pump. And it seems this pump will gonna keep continuing for some time. So what is next? Inflation rates will be declared on March 14th, and if the rate is declared lower than expected, this might cause a small bull run on US stocks and also Bitcoin. Yes, I say the small bull run because the general economic conditions seems really frightening both on US and world economies. In my opinion, because Federal Reserve has no other chance to give up its target to decrease the inflation up to 2 or 3%, otherwise both US and world economies will crash. The market will react this with a small bull run in order to survive itself selfishly, but this won't solve the current problems, actually will just delay. Sooner or later, because of the high inflation problem and the risk of recession, all the economies in the world have to face with the big crash of the markets because all countries already printed trillions of dollars and euros in the last few years to soothe the negative effects of the pandemic, and this would have results in the end. So what about my game plan? This chess game will cause a temporary bull run on markets, and I expect the Bitcoin to reach 40k in 6 months or so. But I must remind that the market's volatility will be the craziest ever in the following months, and that makes margin trade really risky. I added some Bitcoins from 20k when the 111 moving average tested with a nice bullish stop hunting candle on daily chart, and added some more when the wave trend with crosses gave a buy signal. If the inflation rate ends with higher than expected, that might cause a dump on Bitcoin's price, and I buy more from 18.5k and planning to keep it until the end of the summer and sell at around 40k with easy 2x profit. I don't expect a new all-time high from Bitcoin because of the reasons that I mentioned here, but making money with zero effort has always been my favorite, like all traders do. Thanks for watching till the end. See you on the next market view video.